Does it really matter which point and shoot film camera you use, or will you get very similar results from similar cameras? That is the question I'm hoping to answer in this video today when I pit two compact classics against each other, the Canon SureShot Sleek and the Pentax Espio Mini. In one corner we have the Pentax Espio Mini, also known as the Pentax UC-1 in North America. And in the other corner we have the Canon SureShot Sleek, also known as the Canon Prima Mini 2, also known as the Canon Autoboy FXL. So before we have a little look-see at the images, let's talk about the cameras briefly. Both are highly respected point and shoot film cameras. Both are light and compact, both have a focal length of 32mm fixed lens, and both have a maximum aperture of f3.5. So they're very, very similar cameras. Out of the two, I would say the Pentax has more hype around it, and certainly if you look on eBay, they command higher prices. Now, it's a very strange fact that Pentax and Canon produced tons and tons of point and shoot film cameras. However, neither company produced a premium compact where you could actually shoot in aperture priority. Of course, Minolta have the TC1, Ricoh have the GR series, Fujifilm have the original Class and the Class S and the Class W, Contax have the T2, the T3, the TVS, Nikon have the 35 Ti and the 28 Ti. All of those cameras were kind of luxury point and shoots where you could shoot in aperture priority. However, Pentax and Canon kind of missed the boat. They both had literally dozens of compact point and shoot film cameras, but neither of them came out with that luxury option, which I find kind of fascinating. Another company that also didn't bring out a luxury point and shoot where you can change aperture was Olympus. However, they did bring us the XA series, which are technically not point and shoots. The XA is a rangefinder, and the XA2 and the XA3 are zone focus cameras. And they also brought us the Mu cameras, which are very fine cameras. So, we'll let Olympus off. Canon and Pentax, however, what were you guys thinking? Where is your luxury point and shoot camera? So in terms of luxury cameras with a fast-ish lens, compact and light and great performance, this is pretty much as good as it gets for Pentax and Canon. So let's have a look at the images and let's see which one comes out on top. So in this battle, I loaded up both cameras with fresh rolls of Kodak Portra 800. What was I thinking? I wish I put Color Plus in them, because there really isn't that much difference between the images, as you'll see. So here we go, let's have a little look at the images. I'm going to share with you 12 images off the roll that I shot side by side. I could show you more than that, but I don't really see there's much point. They're all pretty similar. Now with each set of images, I'm going to show you the Pentax image first, followed by the Canon image. So here we go. Here is an image of 3 trees here at Capalaba. So this is the Pentax Espio Mini. It looks quite nice. You've got those 3 trees right in the middle there. It looks pretty good. Then you look at the Canon one next up, and there's just a bit of light flare in the middle of the lens there. What is going on there? Perhaps the sun moved position slightly in between shots. I'm not sure. But certainly on the basis of that, I think we'd have to award that one to the Pentax. The Pentax image looks a bit better. The next image was a couple of months ago. I've been shooting this roll for ages. So the next image was when we had these beautiful sort of autumnal leaves falling. This was about in June time, I think. And so you've got some leaves there on the bonnet of a car, the windscreen of a car. So this is the first one, this is the Pentax. It actually looks really nice, I quite like this. But then we look at the next one from the Canon. It's a slightly different composition and probably more on the bonnet of the car rather than the background there's less background in this one. But I really like this one. I think the Canon has done an absolutely fantastic job here. I actually prefer the Canon image out of these two. The next one is at Wynnum. This is an image, if you've watched my videos before, you'll have seen this scene. You're probably getting sick of it. This is a really pretty little alleyway that I love shooting just when it gets dark, because you've got the nice colors in the sky there. You've got the pretty fairy lights and you've got all the detail of the walls there. So this one is the Espio Mini one, which looks pretty good. But look at the next one, the Canon one. I think the Canon one looks better. I think it looks sharper. I don't know, it must have been a faster shutter speed or something, but I think that Canon one there is the winner again. The next one, we have the big bucket and spade in one of the streets in Wynnum. So these ones look very similar. Look, out of the two, I think I probably prefer the Pentax shot. It just has a little bit more light than the Canon one. It looks a bit like the shadows have a bit more to them. That bucket, by the way, is quite big. It's probably like 1.5 meters tall, or 4 or 5 feet tall. It's not like a little bucket. The next one is outside the gelateria. Is that how you say it? The gelato shop, anyway. It doesn't really matter how you pronounce it. So this is outside the gelato shop in Wynnum. Got some cute little fairy lights there again. Again, I'm not sure, I mean, they're very, very similar shots. I'm not sure which one I'd give it to there. I think the Canon one to me looks a bit nicer, but hey, if I put them in a bag and pulled one out of a hat, I'm not sure I could pick which one was which. The next shot is at Raby Bay. So there's a nice little set of restaurants and apartments down there at Raby Bay and some nice palm trees. So this is the shot on the Pentax Espio Mini. Look at that, that looks beautiful. The sun had gone down by this point, so this is like semi-dark, Portra 800. It's done a great job here. That image looks fantastic. Really love that one. And look at the Canon SureShot Sleek in the next photo. The Canon's let me down there. What is it doing? I think it was actually, I think I may have got the, you know when you get an indication in the viewfinder that it's going to use the flash, I think I may have then put the focus for this image on the very brightest part of the image so the flash didn't fire. I think that's what's happened here. It's focused and metered for that very bright sort of window there in the apartment, and the rest of the scene doesn't look very good. It looks underexposed. So that could have been a user error there. I mean, I really didn't want the flash to fire. So look, I think on the basis of this shot, we'd have to give this one to the Pentax for sure. The next shot is of those beautiful autumnal leaves again in Cleveland here in Brisbane. And look, the colors on both of these look fantastic, beautiful yellows and oranges on Portra 800. Look, I think the colors perhaps look a little bit richer in the Pentax, but I think they look very, very similar. I honestly wouldn't know which one was which if I didn't have the file names written on the images. So we'll give that one a dead heat as well. The next image is at Capalaba again. There's a restaurant called Montezuma's. I know when I posted an image of this on my Instagram, I think I took it with my Natura, the last image. A lot of Americans thought this was hilarious. Montezuma's is, yeah, apparently it's, you know, slang for travel diarrhea. Of course, in Australia, we'd probably say something like Bali belly or perhaps Delhi belly. We do know the term Montezuma's revenge. However, we wouldn't call it Montezuma's, I don't think. It's been used for a few TV shows and movies, I think. It's a very old school looking restaurant. The shot from there from the Pentax looks fantastic. This is just as the sun's going down. It looks really, really nice. Look at the next one from the Canon. Yeah, it's lost a little bit there. It's a bit brighter, that image, and it doesn't look quite as nice as the Pentax one. The next image, we're back in Wynnum, and this is the gelato shop at night, all lit up with some customers in there. Both shots look really good. In fact, I don't really think you can tell much difference between either of them. They look almost identical. So very, very similar performance for that shot. The next one is of one of my favorite subjects. I'll be doing a video about this soon, but I have a fascination for old Australian clotheslines. They're called hills hoists. You probably heard me talking about them before. This is a random hills hoist in Wynnum. And yeah, this is in someone's back garden, which is kind of accessible from the street, hence me taking a photo. Both images are slightly different compositions, I think. Look, both images look almost the same. There's really nothing to separate them there. So that one's a dead heat as well. And this next shot is of a train station at Wynnum Central Station, just at dusk. Both images look really good. Again, they look like they're from the same camera. There really is not much difference at all. Both sets of colors look fantastic. Yep, can't separate those ones either. And the last image for you is of beautiful Moreton Bay, winter sunset, winter reverse sunset on beautiful Moreton Bay here in Brisbane at Wynnum. And look, the colors for this one, I think the Pentax image looks a little bit darker and the colors look a little bit richer just on the horizon there. On the Canon one, it still looks nice, but the colors aren't quite as rich. It looks like it's exposed a little bit more there. So which camera won? Was it the Pentax Espio Mini or the Canon SureShot Sleek? Honestly, the images were so similar. I think in some of the images the Pentax did better, but in others the Canon did better. So which one was better overall? I think it really comes down to which one I preferred using the most. And the winner was, get ready for the Canon. I preferred using the Canon more. So with the Canon, you can actually, there's actually a dial there on the top. You can actually switch it to flash off. And then that's got nothing to do with turning the camera on and off. You turn the camera on and off through this little switch here. And so you can actually turn it on and off and it stays in flash off position all the time, which is what I love. I wear glasses. I don't like to wear my glasses when I shoot. So I like to turn the camera on, take a picture and put it back in my pocket. Now with the Espio Mini, that was a little bit annoying because unfortunately it doesn't remember your flash settings. So I'm literally turning the camera on, finding my glasses, putting the glasses on, pressing the buttons to turn the flash off, taking a photo, and then putting it away and then doing all that again. It's every time I wanted to use the Pentax Espio Mini, there was this like 10 to 15 second delay while I muddled around with the camera and my glasses and all that kind of stuff. So there you go, you do hear about people talk about that Pentax Espio Mini, saying what a fantastic camera it is, it's got a fantastic little lens on there. Honestly, I didn't really notice much difference in my images between the Sleek and the Espio Mini. Now I appreciate here on this YouTube video, you're seeing the images quite small on the screen and probably not very high resolution, but even on my computer monitor, like there's very little difference between them. And I actually put them in a collection in Lightroom and I jumbled them all up. And it was only a couple of little tiny things I could tell the difference between each one. And it wasn't because I could tell the difference between the lenses, it was because I knew that I'd taken one photo slightly different to the other and I remembered that, and that's why I knew. A lot of the photos look very, very similar, and that goes for all the images that I haven't shown you on the roll as well. So does it really matter which compact point and shoot film camera you use? Well, yes and no. I think it does matter. I think there are certainly better point and shoots that are going to give you a lot better results. They're easy to use. You can use them in aperture priority. You've got great lenses, great features. So yes, I think it does matter which one you use. However, if you're comparing two top of the line point and shoots or two mid-range point and shoots or two very basic point and shoots, I don't think you're going to see that much of a difference. So there you go. There is my comparison between the Canon SureShot Sleek and the Pentax Espio Mini. I hope you enjoyed that. I would love to hear your thoughts. Did you think that one camera took better images than the other? Have you used either or both of these cameras? Which one do you prefer and why? And do you think it really matters which point and shoot you use? Let me know in the comments below.